Um, there's been some narrative out there and I want us to correct it. Let's talk about the Nigerian passport. When we talk about the passport, a lot of people will say, oh, the passport had gone down. The passport had gone down, the ranking system. Oh, you can only visit only this. Oh, this country is even outranking Nigeria. Well, you are correct. But how does the ranking work? It is just an index. It's just a calculation based on the number of countries you're able to enter. However, entering countries is dependent on some factors. Ranking high does not make your country better. It is just the fact that you granted access to a lot of countries. That's all. I know a lot of you are going to be surprised. If I show you certain countries that outrank Nigeria in terms of passport ranking, according to the indices, you'll be shocked. And you'll be like, how? Yes. It is not about how well your country is doing. No, it's just passport. Meaning where you can go to. There is something we call diplomatic relations. Do me, I do you. Man no go vex. Now, countries that allow easy access to other foreigners into their nation tend to have a stronger passport. Did you understand? I'm going to give an example. Countries like Seychelles. Don't worry, I'm going to display some things. I'm going to put some things and explain a lot of things for you. But I just want to give you a brief. Countries like Seychelles, St. Kitts and Nevis, Dominican Republic, Trinidad and Tobago. These are countries that want people to come and invest in their land. They are ready to grant you citizenship if you want to buy. These countries allow almost all the countries in the world to visit them.
Walking down the streets, feeling the breeze in the sunshine state where dreams come with ease. Palm trees swaying with the ocean in view. This is the place where I always feel brand new. Sipping on a smoothie, chilling by the shore. Got my shades on, feeling like I can't be ignored. Sun-kissed skin, feeling so alive in the soft rap game. I strive to thrive. Waves crashing on the sand as I ride the vibe. Soft rap flowing,
because they allowed everyone to come to them. Some countries felt, okay, let's try and be lenient towards their people entering our land. And because of that, they will permit them to enter their land with either e-visa or visa on arrival, or to grant them visa for 30 through 90 days. You see, that is why it seems as if their passport is stronger. Passport being stronger has nothing to do with corruption. Did you understand? I'm going to give you another example. Countries like Nigeria. Nigeria does not allow many people to visit them. And so many countries too do not allow Nigerians to enter, except on visa. Alright, as at this December, because the presidents negotiated with some leaders for partnership, for bilateral relations, and they need to do business together, he decided to ease some rules on granting a visa to them. And they themselves also eased their rules. And that's why Nigeria jumped on from being the 97th in ranking to the 85 in ranking. So from traveling to 45 countries as at last year and early this year, to traveling to 55 countries as at this December. I know a lot of online and publishing media, they've not updated it, but currently, as at the ranking system, according to the ranking index and the powerhouse, they've released it. Nigeria can now travel to 55 countries, ranking 85. Why? Because Nigeria opened its borders to some nations. Not visa-free, but visa on arrival and e-visa, unlike before. Did you understand? So, that is how it works. Now, who are the people ranking this? The Europeans, the Western world, Americans and the Europeans. And it changes. You can rank 1 this year, rank 10 next year, rank 25 next other year. It has nothing to do with your economy. It has nothing to do with the economy of your nation. It has everything to do with the porosity of your borders, especially the porosity of your borders to the Western world. So when you tell the Western world, oh, my country is free, come. When you tell the Western world to come to your land, oh, my country is free, all the European countries you can visit, all American countries you can visit, automatically before 1 year your passport rank will rise. Why? Because if you allow 50 countries access to your nation, the possibility that about 10 out of that 50 will also, respond positively will be high. You see, your ability to travel to 10 more countries without visa will be high. Did you understand what I'm talking about? Okay, so if Nigeria decides today to allow America to enter Nigeria without visa, America cannot enter Nigeria without visa. All the American countries, all the countries on the American continent must get visa to enter Nigeria. European countries will have to get visa to enter Nigeria. Nigeria permits countries only from West Africa to enter without visa. Some other countries in Africa will get visa on arrival. Those outside Africa will have to get visa, except few countries right now like Spain and some other countries, Dubai, that Nigeria now allowed to enter Nigeria with e-visa. They require visa, but it is e-visa, so it can easily be issued to them, but only for 90 days. The rest, they require visa, and so they also locked up. Did you understand? Now go through this that I'm about to show you now, so you will get the understanding of how this works. Alright guys, so first off, I want you to know that we have 7 continents in the world, although sometimes these people can be confused because I do not know how a particular country will be half European, half Asian. Alright guys, so yes, according to what they approved, 7 continents. We have the North America, the South America, we have the Africa, we have the Europe, we have the Asia, we have the Oceania or the Australia, and we have the Antarctica. We also have major oceans in the world. We have the Arctic Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, we have the Pacific Ocean, we have the Indian Ocean, and we have the Southern Ocean. If you are truly a seeker of knowledge and truth, please watch this analysis. If you look at the passport index, you will realize that so many countries that are not that big, like economically they are highly dependent on other countries. These are countries that some of them are not even up to 1 million, some are 1 point something million, some are not even up to 4-5 million. They are just mostly countries on the islands. You will realize that they have a very strong passport, not because of their economy, but because of the way they grant access to so many countries to come and invest in their land. There are also countries, smaller countries within Europe, okay, and within American continents that also have very, very strong passports because of their ability to open their borders. They made their borders porous to so many countries from Middle East, from Asia, from Europe, from Africa, from almost every continent to come into their land and invest. And that is why they have stronger passports. In fact, these countries even want you to invest and get your citizenship. This is the Nigerian passport, currently at 55 mobility, which is the number of countries Nigeria can visit currently without restrictions, okay, and ranked 85 globally, which affects the individual ranks. Before this month, Nigeria ranked 97th and 45 mobility because of its border closure, okay, to Western nations specifically. Now, currently, Nigeria can travel to 55 countries. We have visa-free countries, we have countries that grant visa on arrival, and we have countries issuing e-visa. In fact, currently, due to the movement of the president to negotiate with a lot of people and also foreigners entering Nigeria, like the president of Germany, entered Nigeria a few days ago for a state visit. A lot of leaders are entering Nigeria, okay, for partnership, for deliberation, for negotiation, and for establishment of bilateral relationship. You see, over time, a lot of countries are gradually granting e-visas to Nigeria, and from there to become visa on arrival, and from there to become visa free. Currently, an additional 31 countries currently just east visa rules to Nigeria, okay, for businesses. Okay, so they are issuing e-visas, and some of them are considering visa on arrival due to bilateral relationship. Did you understand that? Now, brothers and sisters, take a look at United Kingdom. Their passport rank is 7. They can travel freely to all the European countries, all the South American countries, okay? Only very few Asian countries like India, Kazakhstan, and Mongolia, Thailand, Philippines, and some not economically strong countries like the islands, okay, within the Asian territory. But the giants of Asia, with a very strong world economic power, said no, you can't enter. Russia said no. China said no. Yes, Russia is part European, part Asian. Okay, Russia is saying no, 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 no. China said no. North Korea said no. These people understood the assignment, and if you check their passport rank, you will be surprised as to how low their passport rank is despite their economic power. Now look at Russia at 30 something. Russia, yes, it's because Russia refused America and Europe. But because it's a very strong country economically and also within Europe and Asia, they had no choice but to place that 38. If Russia had been an African country, Russia would be at 120, 140. Listen, guys, for as long as you close your borders and doors to Europe, America, and the rest, your passport rank will be low. Currently, Nigeria allowed some of them visa on arrival, okay, and our passport rank went high. And when we say visa on arrival, we are talking about only to investors. All right, you must be here on investment, and you must have written to federal government and on approval. That is the only time Nigeria will grant you visa on arrival, which is also very expensive. Apart from that, apart from Western African nations, every other country requires visa if you are not from African continent. That is how strict Nigeria can be. Here is the thing: America and Europe want to enter your country freely and do as they like. If you permit them, they will also speak to some people that will grant you access to some of the smaller areas, like areas that you need to even go and invest. Not as if you are going to take, you are going to give. Those countries that have something strong to offer will not allow you into their nations, especially if you are from Africa. I want you to know this and know peace. If you want your nation to be stronger, you must have a strong will as a nation. Make sure that your country is not garbage in, garbage out. Look at North Korea. Imagine North Korea ranking so low, like low, despite the strong economy. You can't compare North Korea now to so many countries. Yet, because they refused, they did not even want any country at all. So they pushed them far back. That is for you to know what I'm talking about. Alright? So it has nothing to do with your economy. If you check very well, you will realize that African powerhouse said no to most of these European and American countries, except Southern African nations, especially South Africa, that granted access or make their borders porous to almost every Western nation. That's why South Africa currently is battling on its own land. They are even opening more borders. South Africa is porous. The embassy is open. The country is open to every Western nation. Like all Dick and Tom can enter South Africa free. But they close their borders to their fellow Africans, except those from Southern African nations. And that's not all of them. Oh. So they close borders against their own people in Africa, but opened it to foreigners. Okay, let's proceed. Take a good look at US. Despite Americans' economic power, before now it was ranking 6. Currently, America is ranking 8. I know some of you will be surprised. Ranking number 1 does not make your country strong. It's just a strong passport for easy access. America can enter all American continents except 1 or 2 countries. I think one visa on arrival, Venezuela. Venezuela said no, you need visa. You can't enter our country without visa. You closed your border against us and you want us to open our borders. No, you go get a visa. No visa on arrival for Americans to Venezuela. For Nigeria, the blue color that you are seeing on Nigeria is specific. The visa on arrival that Nigeria grants to Africa is different from the visa on arrival that they grant to others from other continents. For Africans, yes, you can get visa on arrival depending on the country you are coming from as an African, which is very expensive. However, if you are coming from another continent, brothers and sisters, you cannot enter Nigeria with visa on arrival. You must enter with your visa. Visa on arrival is only for investors, heavy investors in Nigeria. It must be under the authority of the federal government. No visa on arrival to Nigeria for tourism or anything. Did you get what I'm saying? Alright, now I want you to know this and know peace. Nigeria, China, Russia, North Korea are countries in the world with the strongest embassy control. That's why they are faced with backlash in many ways. Now let me take you to Uganda. If you check the free zone index of UK, you will see that Uganda allowed them visa on arrival for tourism or visit. So they have free access and the visa on arrival isn't even huge. Yet they closed their borders to Ugandans. The few they negotiated to open were takers, not receivers, as I said before. The same thing to America. Visa on arrival for Americans entering Uganda. However, America locked their path to Uganda. South African embassy is porous to the west. Yet, South Africans are busy attacking Africans. This simply goes to show you that your passport rank has nothing to do with the economy. When you say yes, many people will say yes. When you say no, many people will say no. And the best way to protect your land is to protect your borders, especially from foreign invaders. Okay, that is the only way you can stand strong. They are the ones that call the shots. If you invite them, if Nigeria decide that all the countries in the world will enter Nigeria freely without visa, or visa on arrival, within 1 year, Nigerian passport index will shoot up from this 85 to 10 or even 5. Are you surprised? Now you know. You see, information is power. I just want you to know that so that some of you will not be messianing when you sit in front of camera. Now you know that the passport ranking has nothing to do with strength. Now, why is it as if some countries in Europe and in America tend to have a stronger passport rank? Is because they opened their borders to people of their own kind and they shut it against Africa. So many of them opened borders to all the European countries and some in American countries. Why those in American continent open to all the American countries in America, both north and south, and some or many countries in Europe. So their passport tend to be stronger because they are the ones grading it. It's not me and you, it's not Africans. They are the ones, if you allow them into your country, they will increase your passport rank because they can come to your country. And when they do that, they will also negotiate and tell some of their people to allow you. However, there is something. Look at South Africa. Yes, the ranking of South Africa is high. However, most of these top-notch countries refuse to allow them. Spain can easily enter South Africa. In fact, almost all the countries in the Western world enter South Africa. Did you see that the porosity of South Africa is high for the West, not for Africans? So during Buhari's time, Buhari said, nah, we don't want that porosity. Don't come. You need visa. Do the right thing. And the passport went down. And people were screaming corrupt. No, it's not about corruption, sweetheart. It's just something that people sat down on a table to analyze. This country is a sovereign nation. The Americans, they opened their borders to American continent and European continent, but shut it against Africans. So why can't we shut our own? Why can't we? Those that made their country porous, what's going on there? They are struggling to even overtake their nation. They are strangers in their own land. Do you want that to happen to Nigeria? No. So yes, they can take the passport back to 120 if they want. But if there is need to tighten our borders, we will do that. If the investment platform is not yielding what we want it to yield, the president can come up and say, okay, we are done. Lock up the border. No porosity. Yes.
Walking down the streets, feeling the breeze. In the sunshine state where dreams come with ease. Palm trees swaying with the ocean in view. This is the place where I always feel brand new. Sipping on a smoothie, chilling by the shore. Got my shades on, feeling like I can't be ignored. Sun-kissed skin, feeling so alive in the soft rap game. I strive to thrive. Waves crashing on the sand as I ride the vibe. Soft rap flowing, let the rhythm collide. I'm the king of this groove with the catchy hook. Got the ladies moving and the fellas shook. Just down the boulevard with the top down low. Music blasting loud, feeling the flow. Neon lights flicker in the night's embrace. Lost in the moment, in this rhythmic chase. Catching glances from strangers as I pass them by. In the city of dreams, where stars light up the sky. Every step, every verse takes me closer to the